Next, let's kiki on this interesting story. YouTube influencer Kevin Ninh, also known as FlawlessKevin, recently came out as a transgender woman. She celebrated Pride Month by coming out in a web series documenting her transition called Diaries of a Doll. Seeing the support that the transgender character Cho Hyun-ju in the second season of Squid Games received inspired her to come out. Despite the many fans who followed her transition, it was the video she posted of her coming out to her grandmother that really melted the hearts of viewers. Watch this.
She. You want me to call you she?
I go by she, her now.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, she. So I have 2 granddaughters. Is that okay?
That is okay. Is that okay with you?
2 granddaughters. Why not?
Beautiful and successful granddaughter too.
Whatever make you happy.
Ah, you are so sweet. Love you.
Whatever make you happy.
Aww.
Oh my God, that was so cute. Influencer Kevin Ninh comes out as trans to her grandmother. What are we all talking about?
This is amazing.
That was so cute. Isn't that
was so
crazy how
sweet.
like we're like so many things happen sometimes and we're expecting the worst case scenario to happen and you've prepared yourself.
Yeah.
Right? And then you're like, I'm gonna say this is how I'm gonna vocalize it, this is how I'm gonna ask. And then you ask it and the grandmother's like, all right, so I have 2 granddaughters. Okay, like no malice, no nothing.
That's how easy these things show us how easy it is. Like just how easy it is to really just respect someone.
To be a human?
To be a human. How easy it is. I've just been seeing so much over the last, I told you I was taking a social media break, but lately I've been just tapping in a little bit with TikTok and taking a few more scrolls than usual on my Instagram, and to see how much I don't even want to say ignorance or hate, just how much vitriol comes out of people with just who people want to be, how they want to be. Yeah. It's like minding your business, is it? And to see this is like, it's so easy.
So easy.
It's so easy.
So easy.
It's so easy.
And on social media, people hide behind that keyboard.
Yeah.
Like disgusting people. Like I was watching yesterday, they were posting, London Pride was over the weekend, right? So people were posting the flag and, everybody carrying the flag and it being beautiful. And, I don't know why we do this to ourselves, LGBTQ plus community, but we look at the comments and we know we're going to get hate.
We're going to see this
we're going to see disgusting
see
stuff. And it's like, and if you dwell on that, and you're thinking, wow, we are hated. But it's ignorance. A lot of it is ignorance. And a lot of it is, I have cojones behind a keyboard.
Yeah. To talk on things that I have never experienced.
And I know shit about.
So I just recently learned that only like a few % of the population actually has had an experience with a trans person, or a knowledgeable experience with a trans person, because of course you can experience it and not know, because there are so many stealth people in the world for their safety. But that just put it all in perspective that a lot of people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. A lot of people have no idea or no firsthand experience of what they're talking about when they're behind these keyboards. They're just scrolling through, clicking clickbait.
Copying what Trump says and just, doing one of those.
Doing whatever. Or whoever, their friend, their lover, their parent, blah, blah, blah. Just regurgitating information without having firsthand knowledge, experience with the other.
Yeah.
And it's so, and this was so good.
It was so beautiful. And we got to give more credit. We got to give more credit sometimes, right? To our elders, right? Because again, she probably was expecting the worst. And look, she got welcoming. She got, okay, I have 2 grandmas.
Like, okay.
All right, okay, so
and
what?
she probably knew the whole time.
She was like, you probably, she was like, girl, please. Okay, you picked that name. Great. Fantastic. I'll go with it.
I was waiting for you to transition.
Right?
And I was waiting for this.
Because that's the thing. They always know. And they treat you like shit anyway, hoping that maybe it'll go away. And it doesn't go away that way. It doesn't work, And like, it's shocking, like what you said about the people that think they have not had an experience with a trans person, right? And I remember reading that, and I want to say it was less than 10%. Like it was a very small number. It was like 7 or 8% of people had said that they knew a trans person. Okay, which again we both think is bullshit, because we're everywhere, and just it's not safe for some people to come out and tell you that they're trans. And I would hope that trans people would, if I were trans, I think that I would try to go and find other folks like me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because it's, fellowship and just group strength in numbers
Right.
and stuff like that, But again, we're everywhere, and there's folks going through a transition in middle America that don't have anybody around them, you know?
When I was 15, 16, that was my first encounter knowingly with a trans person. They were our neighbor. They were a married couple that lived at the end of the block, beautiful house. And I thought they were the nicest people in the world. And my mom and stepdad were like, Jamal, why you keep talking to that thing that walks down? And I was like, what thing? You talking about the lady that lives down the street with the husband? And they were like, Jamal, that's not a lady. And I was like, yes, she is.
She's in a dress. She's a lady.
What I saw presented was a lady. I don't care what happened. What I saw was a lady. And at that time, I was very ignorant. I was a teenager. And the hate that would come from my parents, this like ignorance, like that's disgusting. How could you go over there and say hi? I said hi to her all the time. Don't speak to her when she walks past. And then they finally said, because she's a transsexual. And I was like, okay, they're living their life.
Yeah.
They're living their life.
That's it. And there was no malice in that. It was like, okay, she's a she, and that's what's been presented to me, and that's that, And I have similar kind of stories. Like in New York and New Jersey, we had a bunch of Puerto Rican tias that just were, you know what I mean? No one talked about it. Like I wish somebody would have sat me down and said, look, this is what I am. This is what I'm going through. But I don't think that I all I can say is I don't think, right? Because I don't know what it was like to live during that time.
Right.
But it was just not spoken about to that degree. It just was.
It just was.
And there's no other way to explain it but that. And if you know, right? Because it's like I wish that any of them would have sat me down and said like, this is what we're going through. But I don't think that they knew what they were going through either during that time.
We didn't have language.
We didn't have the language. Exactly.
We didn't have language, and we're finally getting to the place of having the language to have these conversations.
Yeah, and now they want to take it all away.
Right.
So much going on. All right. Well, this influencer, we love it. It's beautiful.
What is her new name?
Oh God, I don't remember now. I don't remember, but I know his name was Kevin.
Is Kevin the dead name?
Yes.
'Cause I don't want to.
Well, I put Kevin as his influencer name, so maybe he's keeping Kevin because of the followers, So, but. I love that you're able to share your transition with all of us and your grandmother too.
Yeah, it was beautiful for me to see.
So beautiful, so beautiful, and so very just effortless. Okay, all right, cool. And this is an important conversation for our LGBTQ+ community. Help us tell these